Hey, what's up everybody? Mark Price here at devslopes.com. And we've did a lot in the last video. We set up this scene here, we played around with light boxes, actually turned them off, I played around with our directional light. And what we want to do now is we want to get the lighting better set up and the materials to be better set up. And so if you click any one of these objects here, over here, okay, like entrance, all right, you'll notice that it has a mesh renderer and it also has a Fantasy Demon Cave Atlas. And the shader that it picked for this is a standard shader, which is this shiny looking diffuse shader, which isn't really good. If you notice that the textures, they were hand painted by BitGem, okay? Hand painted to look a very specific way, and we're losing a little bit of that look with this shader. I'm sure the creator did not want this shiny look. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to play around with a few different looks here. So you can change your materials and basically, or your shaders, and your Unity comes with some built-in shaders, okay? And this particular material can use one of these shaders. So for instance, if we say unlit and then go to texture, ooh, look at that. It is really looking nice. And this is the way that I think the model was originally intended to look. The problem with this, in our case, I think, is that if we turn off the directional light, notice how nothing's affected. So what this means is lighting does not affect this at all, okay? Because we made it unlit. The shader is unlit. It's just the original texture in its full brightness, which we may or may not want at this point in time. So what I want to do is just play around with a couple more, and then we'll make a decision. So we'll select this again, and unlit texture, I'm not sure I want that. There are some others though. So for instance, there is mobile, which is mobile supported, okay? And we can say diffuse. And it kind of gets rid of the shininess, and it takes on some of the shading, so it's kind of nice. But I'm still not sure that I like it completely. And again, we're just playing around here. You can do the same. Unlit, we already know about here. Sprites, so for sprites for like a 2D game, for instance, all right, we could say diffuse, and now it's really dark. It still maintains some of the colors, but it's really dark now, and I'm not sure that we want it just yet, but we may. We're just playing around with a couple more things here, and sprites default, it's a little bit brighter, but it's just lost a lot of its character, which I'm not super happy about. Yeah, I'm thinking that we're going to go ahead and just, we're going to keep it as the unlit for now until we can think of something better that we want to do with it, which is fine. Oh yeah, there's also the legacy shaders from the older versions. One that I used to use a lot was transparent diffuse, which brings some of the things back here. And this might be a good choice if we brought some more lighting into the scene, which we may do later. So for now, let's go ahead and go to unlit and texture. I really like the coloring of everything they did here. And I think that it's okay because we can play around with some things. But notice how the directional light is still on. So let's go ahead and turn that off. So our lava is a big problem. You know, it's not getting any lighting. So click the lava here. We created our own material for it, so we can change the shader on that as well to unlit and texture, and then it's nice and bright, as you can see right there. So it looks like real lava. And so maybe you're starting to think, oh, this is actually kind of coming together now, because it is. We can actually change on the main camera. We can change the background to black, you know, give it a more dark kind of feel. And then of course, black is probably not the best, and so what I want to do is just put some mountains behind there. So I'm going to Command D on this object here, move it over, and we're just going to cheat. And I know this isn't the prettiest thing, but it's good enough for me. So I'm going to make it really big by pressing R to scale, and I just clicked the yellow, universal. W to move. I'm just going to rotate it here with Alt, and you know, this is not half bad. I can just kind of move it over here, like, you know, as if we're in a cave, right? I think that makes a lot more sense. And same goes here. We'll just Command D that, and oh, I don't think it Command D'd. Command D, W, there we go. Pretty sure. Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and make this really big. E and then universal scale. Just kind of give it a different perspective here. Change it around maybe so it looks differently. Pull it back. It's okay if they touch and run into each other a little bit. Yeah, so we got a nice little cave here, and maybe one more. Command D, and we'll move it over here. Okay, so now, as you can tell, we're in a big giant cave. It's completely fine. Now, the camera's right here, and maybe it is a little bit bright, but if you were in a cave and there was hot lava everywhere, it might actually be pretty bright, just like this. One thing I'm concerned about is that our platform, no, it looks like it's cutting into the lava. Okay, except it's not. There's a little piece right there. Maybe what we do is on this guy here specifically, just rotate it a little bit down into the lava. Just E to rotate, just so it looks like it's in the lava a little bit more. Okay, so very cool. We've fixed our lighting problem, and it's coming together. We may adjust this later on, but I think it's fine for now. And I think we can call this video done. In this video, we've changed the shaders of the materials for the lava and for everything else, and we've set for an unlit material, which means lighting does not affect it at all, because we want to appreciate and embrace the artist's original hand-painted textures. When you're working with hand-painted textures, you often won't put lighting on them. In many cases, especially for like mobile games, you'll notice some things are more stylized. The artist wants to have complete control over how things look, and so they'll make these hand-painted textures that have their own shadows and things on them. As you can see in the case here, the red eyes and things like that. He's got lines in here for shadows. So I think we're going to leave it as is. That's it for now. Mark Price at devslopes.com. Having lots of fun and moving forward.